It's me, Shane from Gemini Garage, and as you can see, got some goodies here to check out. Before I get into that, of course, I am standing here in my kitchen. My workbench is pretty much covered in large mag mount antennas for the Mondo Mag Mount Mania video that I'm doing. It's the second video antenna test that I'm doing. So garage workbench is a little bit full, so thought I would bring this in here to the kitchen and see if I can get my kitchen counter cluttered up as much as my workbench. So something tells me I won't have a problem doing that. Anyways, we get to these things here real quick. This thing here is a new product that's out. It hasn't been out very long, so really kind of excited and interested to tear into this and check this out and see what's going on with this. So this is definitely going to be interesting here. And then got a little bit of goodness here from President Electronics, so kind of excited to tear into this guy here. I haven't had a new radio in a really long time, not a nice one like that, and I kind of like the older radios and the older style radios, you know, kind of like the Ranger and the RCI stuff, but for something newer, I think this is going to be a pretty cool radio, and it's going to come in really handy for some of the testing and things that I do, because it's got, I guess, a pretty interesting variable power system on it and all that, so be excited to get into that and see what's going on there. So with that, I'm going to figure out which one of these I'm going to review first or open box first, and with that, let's get to it. Stick with me. Okay, so we're back, and let me turn this down here. Yeah, I have a little bit of a problem when it comes to the scanner there. When I hear that squelch tail and hear him talking on the radio there, I start having flashbacks to the movie Superbad, where the two cops are sitting in the bar with the kid, and the one gets this horrible call coming over the radio where the guy's like, "Oh, there's so much blood, help, send someone," you know, and the guy just turns it off, and he's like, "Oh, it's nothing, I don't need to get that, it's cool." Whenever I hear something similar to that on the radio or the scanner, I kind of flash back to that. It's kind of messed up. So anyways, with that, this is the new deal here. This thing is pretty cool. It is called the K-621. It is currently sold right now by Walcott Radio, although I'm pretty sure they just bought it from somebody and imprinted their name on there, because I have seen these some other places before. There's, I believe, 3 different models, one for regular full-size radios, one for like smaller, like a President Washington radio, then there's another one, I think, for the Anytone Quad 6 radios, and then I think there's one for the older Cobra 29 size, so maybe 4 of them. I'll get into that a little later on. So here we go. Get the plastic out of the way here. This is really cool. It's a really great idea. Hopefully it's quality made and won't have any problems with it. How many times have you wished you would have made something like this or come up with something like this? How many times over the years have you had to set your radio on something, or it's just whenever you've got a 10 meter or CB radio and you've taken it out of a vehicle, or maybe that's going to be your base station, it's really just kind of been a ridiculous problem for a long time of finding a good way of kind of turning it into a base station. Like I said, over the years, guys have made these things out of wood and metal and everything else, but to have something like this that's kind of pre-made is kind of cool. So let's dig into it a little bit here. You got a speaker on the front here, pretty nice size speaker. It looks like about a 5 or 6 inch oval here. It's a sharp 5-watt speaker. I can't see the ohms on it there. I'll have to get my glasses so I can see that. We've also got an actual Meanwell power supply here. This thing is rated at 17 amps, 200 watts. So that's not too shabby. That's enough to run your your 497 or your General Lee or any kind of stock Striker. Probably your 150 watt radios or under will probably do a pretty good job there. We've got one cooling fan on the side here. This looks like about a 10 by 60 because it's like too small to be an 80 millimeter, I think, but too big to be a 40. So 60 or 50. I'll have to check into that. We've got a power switch on the back here, and then we've got a standard style computer type electronics plug in the back, which is really nice. We've got a separate switch over here to control this fan over here. It's high, low, or off. A couple legs under here. And then we've got this little jack here to, you know, of course, plug the speaker into the back of your radio there. So, pretty cool looking. This here, I'm not exactly sure how this goes on here, but I think some of these newer radios have a shorter case on them, so this is to kind of take up that extra little space there. Otherwise, your radio is just going to sit on here. Matter of fact, I got it sitting right here. Let's flip it around like this. So your radio is basically going to sit right on here like this. Okay, that's with the holes lined up right there. So that's how it's going to sit. I need a lazy Susan to put this on so I can just sit here. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's low budget. Yeah. Alright. Anyways, you get the general idea there. You got your things here where you put 4 knobs on here. I'm guessing if you're really on the ball, you'd take your bracket and turn it upside down, you know, and put it either between the radio and here or on the outside, depending on how much room you got, you know, on the bracket. But you'd put your mount bracket over here, put your knobs on there, and then you could put like a handle on top of the mount bracket, or just use the mount bracket to pick it up and carry it around. So again, the idea is that you can just basically plug this thing into the wall and plug your coax into the back, and you're good to go. So I'll set this over here for a minute. Okay, let's plug this thing in. Okay, I see how this goes here. It sits on the back like that. So if you've got one of the shorter cased radios, that's how that goes on there. Alright, let's plug this sucker in. Alright. Really, really like these universal cords on stuff like this. Alright, see if I can find a plug-in over here. And just for the record, I'll show you these are about $150, which, given the fact you've got an actual Meanwell 17 amp power supply in there and a decent speaker, and you know, and you know, you could put your own switches and buttons and knobs for stuff on here. You could add some more fans in here. There's plenty of room to put some more fans in there, you know. So while it's perfectly you know, nice on its own, you know, there's a lot you could do with it, you know. But there's a 621, which is this one here, and this is for standard size, you know, 10 meter radios, or standard size CB radios, you know, like a 148, a Galaxy, Striker 497, 955, whatever. Then there's a 625 that's, I guess, specifically for the President Washington or that size radio. And then there is a K-20, which is for the AT Anytone 666 Pro, or Striker 447, Radiodity QT80, Superstar SS676, etc. And then there's another one that's the K-624, which is for Cobra 29 sized radios. So there's 4 different models of these to fit most of your radios. And if you've got an oddball radio that doesn't fit any of those, you can probably, you know, you can find the one that's your closest fit, and I'm sure come up with something for it. So, okay, with that, let's turn this thing on. And the green light on the power supply is on. We've got our fan switch here. There's low. Okay, and it would appear that this fan sucks air from the outside and blows it in, as opposed to the other way, which this power supply does not have a fan in it, so you'd want a fan blowing air in on it. But again, you could put your own holes in here. You could put, you could put another fan in here. You could put several different fans in here, some 40 millimeters or another one of these if you wanted to. So I think you're going to be pretty good to go there. Let me get an electrical tester here and see what we got here. Okay. .10 volts. Excuse me, 14.10 volts. So that's good. And check the instructions here. Got an envelope here. It's got the model on there, K-621 operations manual. That's what it says. And we've got some, looks like some nicely copied pages that are stapled together. Very nice the way they did this. Yeah, it's some copied paper stapled together, but they did a good job. It's a good quality print job, very well written. You've got all the specs in here. I mean, this shows you everything and how the thing goes together, full instructions. And this is the spec. This is the spec sheet for the power supply, and it's yeah, it's rated at 17 amps, 200 watts. So yeah, very nice. Definitely a nice touch to have all that in there. So well, basically, I got this for a friend of mine. He's got a shack, and it's right now been a little hard for him to get in and out of the shack as much, so I thought this thing here and then maybe a length of coax would help him put his radio in his house or on his porch, at least a little more convenient for him, because when you got your radio in this, you've already got your your speaker, you've already got your power supply, and if you're just running a stock striker or something close to that, all you need to do is just plug it in and hook up the coax. So that's where this is going to end up going. So the real test will be after my friend's had it for a little while, and we'll see what he thinks. You do need to get or use your cord or get another cord for your radio. This doesn't come with a cord with it, but that's because there's a variety of different radios that could sit on here, and they've all got different power cord configurations, whether it's a 497 or a 955 or maybe a Galaxy or who knows. So anyways, what I'm going to do is get a length of cord for this thing here so that we can plug in a radio, and I'll give it a quick try and kind of see what's going on with it, and we'll go from there. So again, the K-621, turn your standard size 10 meter radio, CB radio, into a base station. Yeah, it's called a transceiver docking station. So there you go. Gemini Garage. Okay, I am back, and I got this thing hooked up. I have to say, this is very ghetto the way I had it wired in. I just had this short piece of radio connector to go to the radio here. This short piece here, and it was too short. So I had to splice in a couple of more pieces, and there's no fuses, and I mean, that's extremely like junior high ghetto. That's some nasty looking stuff there. The only thing that this has going for it is it's a really short run, and I got the power turned down. So hopefully it'll be okay just for this kind of initial little test here. Again, not supposed to be a real test of the unit using such a tacky power cord. I'm just kind of getting it going just to see what we got here. And then I ran some coax in. You're like, you're still in your kitchen, you just ran some coax in and now you have, yeah, you know. Okay, so. Alright. That's the one thing I never get used to on this 955. I don't know if it's just because it's a version 1, but it's like you could sit there and have coffee and a donut when you turn that knob. It takes it an hour for it to come on. Okay, so again, I don't have the knobs or anything in there, the handle, you know, or the bracket on here or anything like you might have on here, but again, just a cheesy little couple of wires going into there. The speaker plugged into the external speaker jack here, and some coax running into here, and plugged into the wall. So boom, you've got your, I guess I could turn the volume down instead of talking over it. You've got your kind of your base station set up here. I do have some locals that frequent the channel around this time here and there, so if I can manage to corral one of them, I will have a little chat with them. But for now, hey, what's up? Well, sometimes no news is good news, right? Yeah, exactly. At least you feel like you're relevant now.
There you are. Hey, are you selling your place, Rascal? Did what? Are you selling your place? Yes, sir, I am. And where are you going to go? I do not have a clue where I'm going to go.
Okay, well there you go. I'm impressed with that test. Like I said, you know, basically the idea of this thing is you you know, plug your radio into it, and then plug it into the wall and run some coax to it, and you've got a radio, and that's exactly what it's done. I've been sitting in here, you know, having some dinner in my kitchen, talking on my kitchen on the kitchen counter here.
I just got down.
Obviously, there's some other people on the radio out here, and don't even know who that was. Anyways, like I said, so far so good. The heat sink on the back of the radio was pretty warm, and the power supply was warm but not overly hot, and the fan in here seems to be working. So again, I'm going to be giving this to a friend of mine, so ultimately he'll have the he'll be using it, and I'll have to get a hold of him to know how well it's working and how it holds up over time. But for now, no major complaints. So far so good. Everything seems to be you know, things seems good. So all right, there you go. The K-621 transceiver docking station. There you go. Gemini Garage.